Hello, I'd like to welcome you all to the Zoning Board of Appeals, City of Somerville meeting of April the 22nd, 2020. As we've been practicing the last 2 or 3 weeks, we are a virtual reality, and I'd like to go forward. For the first thing, tonight we'll do our continuances. Madam Clerk Danielle Evans, could you help me? Can you hear me, everybody?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Okay, did you hear me all open the meeting?
Yes.
Danielle? The
Yes.
first one would be continuances.
Yeah.
Hawkins Street, do you want
It's just these 2 ones that are being continued. I'm still getting used to the new format here. Yeah.
Yes, but we also have a case that's on the agenda for tonight that I understand might be a continuance. And that's gonna be, we'll call it up, it's Oak. So,
Oh, there's continuance for Oak. I didn't know that.
you're gonna call the case, and they're gonna come up and ask for it.
Okay. Okay. 453 Somerville Ave, ZBA 2019-111-R1. They have submitted a request to continue to May 6th. I make a motion that we approve that request.
Second.
May I have a second? Seconded by Elaine Severino. All in favor of the matter of 391 Somerville Ave. Do I have this right? Yes. 453, wait a minute. In the matter of 391 to 395 Somerville Ave, is that what you just made the continuance for?
453?
No.
Okay. 453 Somerville Ave, the motion's been made by the clerk for a continuance till May 6th. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I guess we go around the
Aye.
board, right? Elaine Severino,
Aye.
Danielle Evans,
Aye.
Josh Safdie,
Aye.
Ann Bruno, Drew King,
Aye.
and Susan Fontano, aye. It's unanimous. The motion carries. Next, please, clerk.
3 Hawkins Street, DRA 2020-00118 or 18. They have requested a continuance to May 6th. I make a motion that we approve that request.
Second.
Seconded by Elaine Severino. In the matter of 3 Hawkins Street, all in favor of continuing until May 6th, please say aye. Elaine Severino,
Aye.
Danielle Evans,
Aye.
Josh Safdie,
Aye.
Ann Bruno, Ann Brockleman,
Aye.
Drew Kane,
Aye.
and Susan Fontano, aye. The motion carries for Hawkins. The next case I'd like to pick tonight out of order is 10 Oak Street. I understand the attorney for this case is Rich DiGeronimo. Is he online?
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. I am not seeing Rich DiGeronimo online, unless he is going under some other name.
I can get a call.
Robert, or sorry, that's the wrong case. I do not see anyone from Rich DiGeronimo's office online.
Okay, now what about on the telephone?
They are not on, they're not on this
I
meeting.
wouldn't know.
at all.
No. Well, I
Melissa might have more
understand.
information.
Hi, everybody.
Okay,
It's Melissa Woods. I would, I asked Rich to appear to request a continuance. He's also requested it in writing, but maybe we could hold this agenda item to see if he appears.
I understood earlier that they were having trouble with their, web features here, and I thought he wanted to call in, but I don't know. Melissa, were you handling Oak?
Yes,
Should
I
we-
am the staff planner for that case.
So in order to expedite, because I understand he wants to continue for various reasons, I think he discussed with you too.
Yes, I asked him to appear to
So-
give an update to interested parties.
Right.
I don't think they're
So
at the
can you
point
get me
of
on the line
decision
while we
making.
move on?
Pardon?
I was speaking over you, I'm sorry. What was your last sentence?
I asked him to appear to give an update to interested parties. And I don't think they're ready to give that update yet. They haven't made any decisions. So, but I did ask him to appear this evening. I do have an email from 1:55 this afternoon in writing requesting a continuance, but hadn't heard anything beyond that.
Oh, so he is asking for, can you have the paper that he's asking for the continuance?
I do.
Oh, okay, can we move forward on the continuance with that documentation for now? Or do you want to
Yes,
call him
you-
on the line? On his phone?
No, you can move forward.
Okay, so, I've asked the clerk then to make a motion to continue this till the 6th with the documentation that Melissa Woods, who's the working for the city on this, she's the planner for this, to make the motion then.
Okay. This was 10 Oak, correct? To May 6th?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, 10 Oak Street, ZBA 2018-10-R1-6/19. The applicant has requested to continue this to May 6th in writing, and I make a motion that we approve that request.
Second.
Seconded by Elaine Severino. All in favor of approving the request for 10 Oaks continuance till May 6th, please say aye. Elaine Severino,
Aye.
Danielle Evans,
Aye.
Josh Safdie,
Aye.
Ann Brockelman,
Aye.
Drew Kane.
Aye.
And Susan Fontano, aye. Show the record show that it was unanimous to continue on May 6th at 10 Oak Street. Okay. So the next thing I guess we have is new, which is, I think, what do we have in front of, 50 to 54 Murdoch Street. Madam Clerk?
ZBA 2018-19-R1-4-19-E1-3-20, 50 to 54 Murdoch Street. Applicant Roberto Greco and owner Alida Elena Greco, trustee of the 50 Murdoch Investment Trust, seek an extension to previously granted special permits. It's an RB zone and Ward 5.
Madam
Thank you.
Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. Robert Greco is online and Adam Dash, the representative for this case, is also online. I have unmuted them both so that they can speak.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. How are you? This is Adam Dash, 48 Grove Street, Somerville, representing the applicant and the owner of 50 to 54 Murdoch Street. This is a case that you had approved at some point in the past, and then we had to come back for revision. If you recall, condition 34 of the original approval says that we cannot pull a building permit until the MBTA relocates a sewer line on the property and gets it operational. They have been working on it. It is not done yet, and with obviously things are a little bit out of the ordinary at the moment. So without an extension, there's no way we're going to make our deadlines on this. It's certainly a demonstrated hardship out of our control.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here from the public that has to comment on 50 to 54 Murdoch Street? Please let Charlotte know.
There is one member of the public who has raised their hand. Their name is unlisted, but they are listed as Murdoch LLC. They are now unmuted.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You have something you'd like to say?
Oh, yeah, with the construction and everything, there's been a conflict of parking with all the cones parked out on Murdoch Street with the development. And we're just hoping to kind of eliminate that and mitigate that because there's so many cones and that's taken up through that. So
Okay, sir, could
Yep.
you identify yourself for the record?
Yep, 58 Murdoch Street, Christopher Clark.
Christopher Clark,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. Have you had a discussion with Mr. Dash about this or the applicant?
I have not.
I should note, this is Adam Dash again. We're not doing construction on the property right now. The MBTA is doing construction on the Green Line. And they're, as I said, moving the sewer line over, and they're also using this property for staging for Green Line work. So this, whatever's going on with the cones would be an MBTA item, not a Mr. Grieco item.
Well, with the extension of it would be the extension of, you know, the parking regulations that's taken up on the street.
This is Adam Dash again. We're seeking an extension of our timeline to build the 10-unit building on the site, but that can't happen until the MBTA is done with their work, and that's what's going on right now. None of this, we haven't even started yet because we can't even pull a building permit till the MBTA completes what it's doing.
Mr. Dash?
Yep.
Hi, Susan Fontano speaking. Whom should this man then contact if not you?
I would say contact the GLX team down on Interbelt because they're the ones who are doing the construction right now. I know that I've seen with Councilor Niedergang that he's been working with the MBTA on some other neighbor complaints regarding the MBTA's Green Line work. Again, has nothing to do with the applicant or anything that we're doing. We haven't started doing anything yet. You can also he could reach out to Councilor Niedergang as well. I assume if there's an issue with the MBTA
Right.
putting out cones, that's something the MBTA would have to address.
Mr. Clark?
Yeah, I'd just like to note that it's unfortunate that Niedergang's not here today, being a Ward 5 member and addressing these concerns. So it's pretty vague
So
as an
Are you
elected official.
are you able to contact him and let him know of your concerns?
That's why I'm here. I thought I would be able to voice my concerns here tonight.
Well, you are, but unfortunately, the applicant is telling you they haven't even started this stuff, so it's not his construction crew or anything like taking up those spots. So your next thing is you either talk to the T or you talk to Mr. Niedergang, who is your representative. I'd go to him first and see if he can, speak to somebody at the, the GLX and see what's going on.
Oh, I suppose. I mean, if that's
Well, I wish you luck. That's what you should do. That's the answer we have for you tonight. We appreciate your concerns and we get it. So we all live in the city and it's from time to time, we've all had things going on our street. But I would get a hold of your counselor and see how he can help you. That's your next step.
I was just muted. I don't know what's going on, this whole thing. But, yep, I suppose.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. There are no other members of the public who have raised their hand or otherwise indicated that they wish to speak on this case.
Thank you so much. Hearing that, we'll close the public portion of the meeting for this case and open it up to the board for their discussion and then their vote. Does anybody raise your hand who has a comment, or are we just all in, we understand this and we're gonna go with the extension? I'll go right around the table here. Elaine,
I'm okay with the extension.
Danielle,
I have no concerns.
Josh,
I'm good.
Drew, and Ann?
Fine with me.
Fine.
Me too. Could we have a motion then from the clerk?
In the matter of 50 to 54 Murdoch Street, case CBA 2018-19-R1-4/19-E1-3/20, I make a motion that we approve the request for a time extension, which would, for a 1-year extension, which would extend it, the SPSR and SP, to expire on September 4th, 2021.
Second.
Seconded by Elaine Severino. All in favor? Ann Brockelman,
Aye.
Drew Kane,
Aye.
Josh Safdie,
Aye.
Danielle Evans,
Aye.
Elaine Severino,
Aye.
and Susan Fontano, aye. Let the record show the motion, is approved 100%. That's 50 to 54 Murdoch Street's extension. Thank you. Next, please.
(1154) Broadway, KCBA 2018-78-E2-3/20, applicant owner Anuj Pradhan, trustee of the 1154 Broadway Realty Trust, seeks a 1-year time extension to a previously granted special permit with site plan review. It's in an NB zone in Ward 7.
Thank you, Danielle.
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. Adam Dash and Banuj Pradhan are here for the case and both have been
Okay. Good evening, Adam, again.
I've got this one, I've got the next one too. This is Adam Dash, 48 Grove Street in Somerville, representing Anuj Pradhan, trustee of the 1154 Broadway Realty Trust. We gave the variance extension previously in 2019. However, the special permits were never extended. This is an issue where they've been held up by Eversource regarding the utility connections. And it's something that's been a matter outside of the client's control. We've certainly seen this happen on other projects as well. This is the hotel project in Teal Square. So, and then of course, all the other construction moratorium issues that have arisen since. So we would like an extension of the special permits.
Okay. Is there anyone for the public to comment? Charlotte?
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. I am not seeing any members of the public who are raising their hands to comment on this case.
Thank you. So in that matter, I'll close the public portion. Let the record show there was nobody in attendance, and open to the board. Again, if you have a comment, please raise your hand. Elaine?
I know utilities and Eversource might be out of the control of the applicant, but I also know the neighbors are really getting tired of looking at that hole in the ground. Does the applicant have, or does the attorney have any idea when Eversource might get around to helping the applicant out so he can move on with this project?
Well, this Adam Dash again, my understanding is that actually they have resolved the issue they were having with Eversource, and then of course the construction moratorium's gone in, so I can't do anything right now about the hole because everybody's stuck not being able to build anything right now. I don't know, Banoj, who's the developer's on the line. I don't know, Banoj, if you have any update on the Eversource situation, but I think right now it's the construction moratorium issue that's holding up everything.
I'm sorry, this is Susan. Adam, what construction did you say is holding up everything?
This is the city's construction moratorium that no one's allowed to do anything.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
So even if we were ready, even if Eversource were ready to go, it wouldn't matter because we couldn't do any work right now anyway.
Right, right.
So unfortunately, the hole's going to have to stay there until we can get out of this emergency situation and get a crew back over in there. But my understanding from the client is that the situation with Eversource has since been resolved, but meanwhile, it's burned a lot of time.
Elaine,
Okay.
okay? Anyone else want to comment? Yes, Josh. Hi, Josh.
I just want a clarification from staff. The report seems to state that we're not able to grant a second extension for the variances.
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. So Mass General Law only allows 1 6-month extension of variances. And this case was previously granted a 6-month extension of variances in September or October of last year. And so the board has no ability to grant a second 6-month extension, but the board is able to grant the special permit with site plan approval time extension.
Thank you.
Okay. So if there's no further questions from the board, what's in front of us tonight is the special permit with site plan review. That was, so all in favor of approving that for the 1 year? Please, well, we have to have the motion. Yes, thank you.
So this is a 1-year extension for the special permit and the special permit with site plan review.
Right,
And this is a 1-year extension. So
Yes.
when did the permits expire?
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. Currently, the permits expire on, oh, sorry, I'm completely blanking.
April 25th?
Yeah, they expire this month, but with a 1-year extension, they will expire in April 2021.
Okay, so it's a 1-year extension, extending them to April 25th, 2021. I'm just trying to make sure I have the motion correct.
This is Charlotte speaking. I believe that is correct. The attorney may be able to remind everyone what the original approval date was.
All right, so this is Adam Dash. I'm actually looking right now because I didn't handle the original approval on this matter. I'm just pulling out the decision, which was approved by the board October 25th, 2018. So that was the date. Oh, sorry, you voted it October 24th, 2018. So actually, the extension would be, so that would run October of this year. So we're looking for October 24th of 2021. I think the reason why the other deadline ran in April was because that's when they came into you for the extension of the variances. But that, I think that was based
My
on.
apologies, that makes sense.
I have a question. I know that with the emergency that the governor signed, there's some provisions for permit extensions. Does it nothing apply to this?
Adam Dash again. When we first applied for this, the state had not done that, which is one of the reasons why I ran in and filed a bunch of extensions, because I didn't know if, in fact, the state would step in and these things would run before we had a chance to work on them. Since then, the governor did toll the deadlines, which I think is different than what they did in 08, 09, where the governor gave everybody, I believe, 2 extra years. In this case, the governor just tolled it, which means your deadlines stop running for the length of the emergency, and then they pick up where they were, and you get the lost time on the back end. So for some of these cases, it doesn't really help me much if they're going to expire in a week or two. This is the tolling will end, and then I'm going to be bang, bang right up against the deadline. I mean, we don't know how long this is going to go. If they toll Mr. Pradhan, he's got to pull a building permit, and start work by October 24th of this year. I don't even know when this is going to end. getting a tolling of a couple of months may actually not help him if he can't actually get the work done. I think it'd be safer to give him the time. He's not under it, believe me, he doesn't want to delay this. He's been working with Eversource and banging his head against the wall. It's unfortunately how it works sometimes with the utilities. They just are not quick about getting things done. He wanted to get this all done before, the construction moratorium kicked in and everything sort of all fell apart, but it just wasn't going to happen. I'm not sure in some of these cases the tolling really helps. And obviously, once we get back up and running, the fear is, of course, that the ISD is going to be overwhelmed with applications and everyone trying to pull a building permit now has been waiting for months, and I don't know how.
Okay.
So we actually, to stop the clock, you actually have to pull the building permit and start work. So that's not something you could just turn around and do. And if ISD takes forever to issue permits because they're going to be backlogged like crazy from this construction moratorium, I would expect. We don't want to get caught in October. October's not that far off. We'll endeavor to move as quickly as we can, but we can't guarantee we're going to get this in October. That's the problem. It'd be safer to continue it under the circumstances because everything's way off.
Close this?
No. Yeah,
Over
did you
here.
do that last time? Just go there.
Okay, so I should make a motion? Thank you, Adam.
No problem.
Last time?
Okay. All right. In the matter of
Okay, what's over there?
1154 Broadway, ZBA 2018-78-E2-3/20, I make a motion that we approve the 1-year time extensions for the previously granted special permit site plan review.
What's this?
Extended to October 24th, 2021.
Second.
Show control panel. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, I'm back on.
Okay. I think we already went way beyond you.
I know, I heard you, I could hear you though. So Danielle made the motion. Did you second it?
I did.
And now we vote. Drew Kane. This is in the matter of 1154 Broadway time extension, yes? Thank
Yes.
you. Drew? Yes.
Yes.
Elaine Severino.
Yes.
Ann Brockelman.
Yes.
Josh Safdie.
Aye.
Danielle Evans.
Aye.
And Susan Fontano, yes. Let the record show that in the matter of 1154 Broadway, it was unanimous for the 1-year time extension. Thank you. Next item is 391 to 395 Somerville Ave. Yeah,
391 to 395 Somerville Ave, ZBA 2019-37-E1, applicant and owner Somerville Avenue Trust LLC seeks a 1-year time extension to previously granted special permit with site plan review and special permits. It's BA zone in Ward 2.
thank you, Danielle. So who's here for this case?
It's Adam Dash again, 48 Grove Street, Somerville, Mass. I represent the applicant and owner, Somerville Avenue Trust LLC. This is a project where it's existing building, and then behind it was a vacant lot where you'd approved a 3-unit building to be constructed. They've had nothing but problems trying to get they had trouble with getting a contractor. The civil work ended up being much more time consuming than expected. They're doing the affordable housing implementation agreement with the city. Took a long time to get executed, and all that's required prior to getting the building permit. Now, of course, we're in a construction moratorium, so they've been unable to pull together getting this thing built in time. So rather than run up against a deadline, they would really rather move it along and get some extra time. They're again not looking to. This is the Martins family, Victor Martins and his father. I believe they told me they were logged in. I don't know if but there's really nothing else to say. I think I pretty much said what the situation is. It's another one of those times where we're kind of up against it a bit, but so it goes.
Thank you, Adam.
Madam Chairman, this is Charlotte speaking.
Hello?
Victor Martins is logged on, and he is unmuted if he needs to add anything, just for your information.
Hi, yes.
And that name again?
Hi, this is Victor. Me and my father here. Nothing more to add. Adam was accurate in what's going on.
Great. Thank you. So is there anyone from the general public that wanted to comment on this case, Charlotte? Anybody there?
Madam Chair, right now it looks like there is no one raising their hands or otherwise indicating that they wish to speak on this case.
Okay, then we will close the public portion of this 391 to 395 Somerville Ave case and open it up to the board. Anybody on the board have to comment on this? Raise your hand, please. No hands being raised, so I guess we're all in favor of going forward. Madam Clerk, may we have a motion for approval?
In the matter of case CDA 2019-37 E1, 391 to 395 Somerville Avenue, I make a motion that we approve the 1-year extension to the SPSR and XP, which would extend the approval to June 19th, 2021.
Second.
Seconded by Elaine Severino. All in favor, please say aye when you're called upon. Drew Kane.
Aye.
Elaine Severino.
Aye.
Ann Brockelman.
Aye.
Josh Safdie.
Aye.
Danielle Evans.
Aye.
And Susan Fontano, aye. Let the record show it was unanimous vote for approval. That's 391 to 395 Somerville Ave. Thank you. Okay. Next item is 515 Somerville Ave.
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. The attorney for 10 Oak Street has shown up if we would like to take that one first to give the applicant for 515 Somerville Ave a little more time to join us.
I'm
Madam Chair.
I think Madam Chair is frozen.
Yes, we can hear you, but you are very blurred.
Not hear me.
Hi, everyone. It's Melissa Woods. What Charlotte was saying is that the 10 Oak Street attorney is online. You all have already acted on that case and continued it to the next hearing. Is there anything that you would like to request of the agent prior to him likely signing off?
Melissa, just so I'm clear, so 10 Oak Street is requesting a continuance to May 6th?
Correct. And that you acted on that earlier in the meeting.
Did we do that? I thought we were
did.
waiting. Oh, we did.
No, you did
Okay.
because we had the written request.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. I don't have any questions. We already continued it, so
I don't have it.
shall we move on?
I had a question.
But we continued it. How can we talk about it?
That's a good point, Danielle.
We'd have to reopen it.
I think it's best to wait till next time. You're right.
Yeah, it's already been continued. We can't talk about it. So it's Susan. We don't have Susan, so I'll take over as chair until we get her back, or
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Izaku. Just kidding. So the next matter is 515 Somerville Avenue. Melissa, I believe that we've gotten a last minute request to continue this. We continued it at the last hearing because Ms. Morrow was having difficulties participating with our video conferencing. And can you update us what happened in the last week? I think that we requested that there be some kind of outreach or seeing if there was some way to facilitate to make it a little bit easier for her to participate, that we were going to give her this extra week as a courtesy. Do you have any updates on that?
Yes, this is Melissa Woods, and George Proakis is also here. So he's also been in contact with Miss Moreau, but I have tried numerous times, likely 5 or 4, to set up a test GoToMeeting run to have her try this software with her call-in number. And those requests, I've offered help, and it has not been, she has not taken up my offer.
Okay. And she's not participating in the call right now, is that true?
Charlotte is the expert. I'll let Charlotte chime in. I don't believe she is on the phone.
Okay.
Charlotte, are you there?
My apologies. I was trying to do technical support with the chair. I am listening.
So we were just checking to ask if Ms. Morrow has called in or participated at all tonight or is on the line.
This is Charlotte speaking. Ms. Morrow does not seem to have joined us online. Her phone is grayed out in a way that implies that she has not joined. And I'm unable to unmute her.
Because she didn't follow the instructions to join. So is her phone number appearing at all, or is it just not?
So Melissa, if you would like to explain it, feel free.
Sure. So Melissa Woods, we have been working the way that she would appear to moderators like Charlotte and myself is by using a call-in number, and that would activate an icon on our end, but she has not joined.
Okay. Charlotte, are you having any luck getting Susan's situation resolved?
This is Charlotte speaking. I think we are getting close to getting the situation resolved. So if we could have maybe a 3 to 5 minute pause in discussion so that we can get her back online, that would be much appreciated. Okay.
Should I declare recess?
If you don't mind, Danielle, this is George. I would appreciate if the board doesn't mind, if you would do like a 5-minute recess to let Charlotte sort that out. I think that would be helpful. Thanks.
Okay, do I need a motion for that? Josh, do you want to make a motion that we take a 5-minute recess?
I move to take a 5-minute recess to allow staff to help the chair with her technology.
Okay, so roll call vote. Or second, who's second?
I did, Elaine.
Motion made by Josh, seconded by Elaine Severino to take a 5-minute recess. All in favor, I'll do a roll call vote. Elaine Severino,
Aye.
Josh Softy,
Aye.
Drew Kane.
Aye.
Ann Brockelman,
Aye.
Daniel Evans, aye. Okay, we'll take a 5-minute recess.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Susan, it's Melissa Woods. We're in a 5-minute recess.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm on phone now, and I'm
That's
looking at
great.
my screen. I can see the agenda, but I can't see anybody. Everybody's left their spot, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taking advantage.
Okay,
Just turn the
good.
video off, that's all.
So, Melissa,
Yes.
quick question. What did I miss? Rich DiGeronimo called in on 10 Oak?
Well, since the case was already continued, it's better that we don't discuss it. So we just let him know that the case had been continued.
Okay,
And then with your technical issues, we briefly talked about 515 at Somerville Ave, and that I had tried to reach out to Claudia to help her access our meeting platform, and my offers for help were not accepted. And then we took a recess.
okay, great. All right. Sorry for this confusion.
Madam Chair, this
No
is
problem.
Charlotte speaking.
Hi, Charlotte.
As a technical side note, we're able to hear you, but we will not be able to see you.
Okay,
Which is fine, but just keep that in mind if you're, I don't know, trying to raise your hand or something like that.
Okay.
That we can hear you, but we cannot see you.
all right, thank you. Charlotte,
Yes, Madam Chair.
could you please bump up on the screen so I can see 515 Summer Ave and other business.
Like that?
It didn't move.
Oh. There's a slight lag in the movement. Madam Chair, can you see the 515 Somerville Ave item on the agenda?
Yes, I can, but other than that, I can't see other business. Is there other business?
There is not other business tonight
Okay,
besides
fine.
approval of the April 15th, 2020 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Madam Chair, if I may, it seems like we have passed approximately the 5-minute mark of this break.
Yep.
So when all of the board members are ready to restart, we can do so.
Okay, I'm listening and I'm looking. I don't see anybody yet. I just see Elaine, Danielle, Ann, Drew, and Josh are all black. I don't think they've turned their cameras back on.
My camera's on and
We're here.
I see everything.
We're all here.
Oh, I can only see Elaine.
That's because I'm the shining star.
We knew that, Elaine. We knew that.
We're all here.
Most technical problems, and I'm the only face there.
And you were worried, Elaine.
I'm worried every time we have this meeting with this technology.
Can you folks see me?
No.
We don't see you.
No, because it says here, people can see you. Click off your webcam. But you can't see me.
No.
All right. So, if everybody's in place, I can't see you guys. Let's call the meeting back into order. And we'll continue with 515 Somerville Ave. Could the clerk bring me up to date and everybody else on what the happened just before the break so we can go forward?
Yes, so I acknowledge that we received a request to continue this. And I asked staff if in the past week, if they had reached out to Ms. Murrow to help facilitate her to participate in these remote meetings, because that is what we are faced with and how we have to handle this for now. And apparently she did not avail herself to any of the help that was offered.
Okay. So, what is is there anyone out there that would like to speak to this case, the 515? Is there anybody in the, audience? I'm asking the staff person, Charlotte.
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. I am not seeing any members of the audience indicate that they wish to speak on this proposal.
Okay, we'll close the public portion, move it out to the pleasure of the board. You'll have to just speak up. And do we have any motions on to continue this or to hear it tonight?
Madam
Anybody
Chair,
speaking up? I can't see you folks.
didn't we get a letter in just today? Did everyone see that from Ms. Morrow?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We got it very late though.
Madam Chair, if I may, this is George Proakis here. It's good to talk to you all again. Yes, Ms. Morrow sent a letter at 4:28 p.m. addressed to the chair of the board, and also addressed to Nancy Bocci in her role as ADA coordinator. I would say between last week and Ms. Morrow's letter, I think, and Melissa could probably correct me if I'm wrong, I think she sent 4 or 5 times to Ms. Morrow suggesting that they get on the phone and work together on how to make it possible for her to participate in this meeting through the phone technology. That is above and beyond the accommodations that I've tried to provide her over the last month that we discussed at the last meeting.
Yes. You know, as of last week, you know, we were well aware of that. So, what is the pleasure of the board this evening? Do we want to continue, or do we want to hear the case? Well, there's nothing to hear. I mean, we've got all the information we've had to date. Nothing new in the last 1, 2, I think 3 meetings. I've had nothing new. So I don't know what to say. Can you folks hear me?
Yeah, this is Drew. We can hear you.
Okay. Drew, what do you want to do?
Well, I have a question. What are George and Melissa, if this was requested for a continuance, it seems that she's just requesting to be able to do this in person, which we don't know when that will happen. So I'm not necessarily clear as to then what the answer would be if for the board were to say, sure, you know, we grant a continuance here. What does that necessarily mean?
Well, Madam Chair, if I may, George Proakis here, if I may answer that question. I mean, I think it's in the hands of the board to do one of 3 things: to continue it to a future meeting forthcoming very soon, to give her more time and continue to do the things that we've been doing, to actually take a continuance until we're back in person. But I have to acknowledge that the more time I've spent even this week discussing this issue, the more concerned I have gotten that the time in which we're going to be doing in-person board meetings may extend beyond the time that we can do certain other things as it relates to social distancing, just by the nature of having people in a room together in something like a meeting. Meanwhile, the time that we could be doing things like construction may actually come sooner, and I remain focused on trying to keep our economic development priorities moving. Or you can make a decision, which, you know, Ms. Morrow has the option to appeal that decision to court if she doesn't like that decision, which I know she's aware of how to do because she's done it in the past. You know, should the court determine that the board, I mean, I don't know. It's up to the hands of the court, but in my conversations with the law department, they are 100% comfortable with you doing that if the board should choose to do so. And obviously, the planning staff's recommendation is that you uphold ISD's position that her November appeal, that the appeal she the appeal she filed in late 2019 was done under a section that doesn't allow ISD to enforce anything. And I mean, that's the actual question I believe is in front of you. And if you make that determination, she can determine her remedies from there.
I have a quick question for George, our legal people. Right now, at 5:15, there's nothing going on. Is that correct?
At this moment in time, I believe there's nothing going on because ISD has stopped construction in Somerville right now.
All of Somerville, the moratorium,
Right.
because of what's going on in the world.
That's correct.
So the next question is, once that is lifted, they still at 5:15 can't get on with work because of this case.
Well, so they can proceed at risk, but the extent to which, I mean, risk is a funny thing. It has a lot to do with how far one will go at risk. It's one thing to dig a hole or pour a foundation at risk. It's another thing to start ordering steel and be building a building at risk, et cetera. So far, they were doing work until the construction stop occurred, but they've been doing basic work, digging in the ground and prepping to build a building. I think if you make a decision, it then becomes whether it's appealed to court or it's not. If it is, it positions this appeal to be able to make the next step if it's appealed to court, or to end if it's not appealed to court. If you don't, it extends that risk period basically.
Well, my 2 cents is usually I like to give people an opportunity to continue, and like I always say, we're trying to say yes, we don't want to say no. We're trying to understand people's causes or practices. But I think we've got to think about the future as we are moving forward, that it's not fair to the 5:15 people that they can't go forward. Like you say, they can do certain things at risk, or they've got some things and they're putzing around a little bit. But I see I think a lot of actions coming down the pike very soon on certain jobs, according to the governor and stuff. It'll trickle right down to local communities. We've got to make a decision on how far this is going to go, because once they get approved to get back to work, they want to go back to work, and I don't think they should have to work at risk. I mean, I don't want to say no, especially with the circumstances that are prevailing and Ms. Morrow's concerns from last week to this week. But I think we've got to think about that too, a little bit outside the box, the board, to think about that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm out of work. We can't work because we're a personal care business. But let me tell you, the minute they say we can, we're going to go in. And if we have to wear masks or we have to wear gloves, we're going to go. But we're going to be there the next morning. And the same thing goes with all these construction folks. Once this moratorium is lifted, these guys are going to be out in gangbusters. So I don't know if anybody else wants to comment.
George, this is Drew. Madam Chair, I have a question.
Go ahead, Drew.
Sure. I mean, hypothetically speaking, the moratorium is lifted and they want to get to construction. Are they being prevented from construction at all because this is still pending? Because Ms. Morrow still has this case pending? I'm a little unclear on that.
George Borwakis, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
George, are they not able to do anything?
No, Drew, this is George. They set aside the COVID-19 situation. This appeal does not stop a project from doing construction. It creates, what it does is it creates it creates challenges with lenders. That's all. But yeah, that's all.
So if they need to go forward and they have to ask for more money or whatever, and they go in and they say, well, we understand there's a case pending, they could justifiably say no.
Yeah, Madam Chair, and if that were to happen, not saying it would happen, but if it were to happen, that would then grind this to a halt. Lenders like certainty, especially as they put more and more money into projects. And this is, you know, a level of uncertainty surrounding the project is that there's this pending question about this appeal. You know, we don't even see it as a building permit appeal. It was filed under Section 7, and that's the reason why ISD issued its decision. But nonetheless, there's a court case. Well, at this point, there isn't. There's a zoning board appeal pending regarding the property, and that does create a level of concern.
All right. So she's got an appeal in, Miss Morrow, and she filed it under Section 7. And what's before us tonight is, and has been right along, is she filed it late or filed under the wrong section.
Well, she filed under Section 7, which is a request for enforcement of a piece of code. When, if her intent, which I believe, I can't specify her intent myself, but my belief of her intent was she was questioning the building permit itself, was that she had 30 days to file under Section 8, and she did not do that. So what's pending before you is a decision of ISD. The simple question, should you care to act tonight, is simply to say, do I uphold ISD's decision or do something else with ISD's decision? Send it back to them.
That's what I thought. Okay, so what is the pleasure of the board? Do we want to go forward? I mean, I think it's kind of redundant to keep coming back. Now, the next meeting is going to be the beginning of May. We are sympathetic to Ms. Morrow's needs and problems and deaths and sickness and stuff like that. So it's up to the board. Does anybody want to weigh in whether we want to go forward with the vote tonight on whether to upheld or not, and then just take it from there? Let Ms. Morrow continue to file wherever she deems necessary.
Madam Chair, sorry, but just one more question about this. This is Drew.
Yes, please, Drew. Yep.
Again, in a hypothetical scenario, George, if we wait until the moratorium is lifted and every accommodation has been made for Ms. Morrow relative to, she keeps citing ADA issues, but it also seems that really more so is a matter of her preference to be in front of the board. However, other applicants have been able to present in front of the board with this technology. It doesn't seem to be a problem at this point for a lot of people. Is there then a scenario in which we wait till the moratorium is lifted, whatever that might be, and the next case that we hold, either Ms. Morrow decides to participate in this, or if she doesn't, we can then make the decision then. I mean, I am sympathetic to the situation around COVID. I'm sympathetic to her, personal issues and what she mentions in her letter. But I'm just sort of asking this question that if construction can't happen anyway right now, what is the purpose of making this decision prior to having to deal with that issue?
So the point I would make at this point is that I don't think the circumstances are going to change at this point surrounding Ms. Morrow's request. And I do believe that the moratorium on construction will very likely be lifted before the opportunity to have an in-person zoning board meeting will occur. And we will likely find ourselves back here again in a video conference zoning board meeting with the same challenges existing, whereby she has requested accommodations. We have provided the level of accommodations that we believe are reasonable, more than appropriate, and that we have gone, I think, even beyond the standard of a reasonable accommodation to address her particular concern in every imaginable way. And yet the one thing that she keeps asking for, which is an in-person meeting, will end up impacting schedule. So, and I cannot quickly count the number of back and forth communications between Ms. Morrow and the staff this past week in our attempt to, I know Melissa sent a few messages in her direction. She also sent messages back, kind of, we're in a spot where the progress we've been able to make is what we've been able to make, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
I think we're
understand.
going to find ourselves in the same position again, regardless of what we do at this point in time.
Okay, thank you, George.
Uh,
Anyone
is-
else want to comment?
Yes, this is Elaine. I'd like to comment.
Please do, Elaine.
I think it has been explained to us so many times that staff has gone more than out of their way to accommodate Miss Monroe. I think she just really doesn't want to participate in this. I think I'm getting the message personally that she just wants to push us to the whatever we need to do. I think we need to go ahead on this and uphold ISD decision. And then I'm sure Ms. Moreau will appeal it and we'll go from there. And that's going to be a lengthy process. But I think it's also going to be a lengthy process. Should we continue until we are able to meet with her in person? I don't understand why she hasn't responded to anything that staff has offered her this past week. It just seems a little bit stubborn to me that she hasn't made any kind of response like, I'm extremely ill, I can't hear, it sounds like a foghorn, I think was one of her comments. They're not getting any response, and I'm just kind of getting to the end of my limit with this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to comment?
Madam Chair, this is Josh.
Hi, Josh.
I mean, I understand all the factors at play. My feeling is the same as it was last meeting. I think that the current conditions are incredibly extenuating, not just a little extenuating. We've seen how much trouble even, members of the board have had with technology. I understand that technology can be daunting, and I appreciate the other factors that are in play, but to me, I'm focused on the request in front of us and the reasons for the request, and I think that the reasons are legitimate, and I would be inclined to grant the continuance.
Thank you, Josh. How's the rest of the board feel?
Madam Chair, this is Danielle.
Yes, Danielle.
The one thing is that we don't know when we're going to meet in person again. This could go on for a year. I think that we have to accept that this is the way it's going to be for a while. And I don't know if we're going to be able to continue this until she's able to attend in person. And also, I also think that the economy and it's probably going to reopen and business is going to reopen, but there'll still be a risk. And she may not want to come in with that risk. I don't think that we can accommodate to continue this until the time that she can come in person. I think I would be open to continuing this until that time that construction is able to resume. And that would be I think my limit to that. And maybe in the intervening months, we can figure out how to get her to participate, whether that's supplying her with the information, with a device or whatever the hurdles that she needs to get over. I know that in other facets of life, people are, moving mountains to get everyone to participate in normal life remotely, such as the schools. And we're all accepting that this is how we have to proceed with things. We can't delay everything until things become normal again, because who knows when things are going to become normal again.
Madam Chair, this is Melissa Woods. If I may respond to one of Danielle's comments.
Yes, please.
We are definitely happy to offer our help and assistance to Ms. Moreau, but we cannot provide any technology for her to participate in the meeting. Our information technology staff is maxed out trying to make sure our staff is able to work remotely, and I don't see them being able to help us help her. I will say that all you need to participate in one of these meetings is a landline phone or cell phone, a flip phone. And I've talked on the phone many times with Ms. Moreau and believe that she is capable, but not willing to participate.
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. If I may add on to what Melissa just said. Earlier today, we set up this meeting and sent Ms. Moreau all of the numbers that she would need to type in on her phone in order to join this meeting. I am receiving information from George that apparently she says she has called into the meeting, but it seems like she might have typed in the wrong numbers. I believe our email was very clear, or as clear as we could possibly make it on how to join this meeting. But he says that she has tried but been unable to join this meeting. That's all of the information I have.
So if I may, Charlotte, she just emailed me and Melissa and basically said that she's listening, but she can't seem to participate. Yes, and I'm not sure because there's a way to call in to be able to be unmuted and participate, and there's a way to call in and not do that. There's specific instructions on the agenda and specific instructions that Melissa and Charlotte provided on how to participate. If Madam Chair, if you may indulge me for one moment to just express an extremely significant frustration here. We are on our 5th meeting on this topic, I believe, at this point. And at the 2nd meeting, when she came in and she didn't want to be in the room with other people and she stood out in the hallway with me, we spent like 3 hours talking. And she indicated at that meeting that if she could just call into a meeting, she would participate by phone. And I offered her the opportunity to wait till the end of the meeting when the room was basically clear, because most of the public was all there to hear other things. And it would probably have been her and just the board and maybe one other person. She declined that request. And the frustration I have had surrounding that is pretty significant at this point, because this case is so straightforward. And I want you to hear whatever it is she has to say, but we're on the 5th meeting on this, and appeals of building commissioners are very, very different things than development review cases. They impact the property rights not only of the person filing the appeal, but also the person for whom the appeal is filed against. And it is a very significant role on our part as staff to try to balance those issues and try to make it possible to understand the impacts that an appeal of this sort has on both of those things. And and I can't, I'm having a hard time balancing those things in these circumstances. I can try to express it. I know the applicant's attorney is also in the room, and maybe he may be able to express it better than I can. But even with the construction shutdown, there are real impacts of delaying appeals meeting after meeting after meeting. And I'm sensitive to that. I'm also sensitive to the rights that a neighbor has to be able to file an appeal, but feel that when offered multiple opportunities and instructions, I don't know what more to do. So I can read you the email she just sent me. I don't know what more to do. If that's helpful to you, I will, because she's actually commenting on what you're saying in emails. But I know Charlotte was going to try to email her back with the instructions again to be online as a participant so that we could do that.
Through the chair, Claudia, if you can hear us, hang up and call back using the instructions I sent you at 5 p.m. today. You have to enter the correct phone number, access code, and PIN to
Right.
participate in the meeting.
Well, I just did it. This is Susan speaking. And I just did it twice and it worked perfectly. I mean, I disconnected myself. My phone went dead, so I just grabbed another one in the house here. So I called back. It's 1, 2, 3, and it goes right on. Hello?
Yeah, we're all
So
here.
I would like to say something while you guys are working that out. I was willing earlier today, and I've thought about this the last couple of weeks especially. I thought of this today, and I was going to vote yes to continue because I was believing all these stories about getting out, getting this, getting that. But, and the more and more I hear the testimony tonight and the questions tonight from board members, staff members, our director, and I think we have to move forward. I don't think it's fair to the applicant. I'm thinking of this COVID, and you got to get back to work. And I think that if we vote, however we vote, if Ms. Morrow's not happy with the vote and wants to do her appeals, she's welcome to it. I think at this point I've re-examined my thoughts from last week and my thoughts from earlier today. And I think that we've really, really gone above and beyond. And I just think now it's getting to be very unfair. And I don't know, maybe I'm just sensitive to that because I have the applicants, you have to have an open mind with the applicant and the person bringing up the case and what everybody else is saying. And as of last week, I said to continue, and I was going to continue today. But again, I reiterate, after listening to everybody, all their comments, staff, board members, and Judge Proakis, I think if we vote tonight, I'm going to vote no, that she's enough time, and I'm willing to take the risk. That was another thing. I didn't want us to end up going to court and having the court say we were insensitive to her request and her needs, and we didn't hear her. And I think the record shows we have been sensitive and we have heard her.
So, if I may, after 7 days of Melissa Woods trying to offer to her to run a test run of these meetings, to sit with her and try to get this to work, to make sure she understands how to be able to call in directly to participate and everything else like that, she just emailed me and asked me to call her and expressed frustration that I have not helped her set up a circumstance where she can participate in this meeting.
Okay.
And asked why I'm not calling her right now. So I could call her and try to get this to work, or Charlotte could call her again like we did last time and try to get this to work if you would like me to do that. But I do have to point out that that frustration occurs after 7 days of offers that were declined to try to do exactly that. And now here we are at 7:20 on meeting night. Every offer that was sent out, the response was, I don't want to do that. I want to wait until we're in in-person meeting. I don't want to do that. I want to wait till we're in in-person meeting. And the response we sent back over and over again was, if you want to do that, you need to get on the phone with the board and express your case to the board as to why you feel you need to wait. And that has not happened.
Okay. So are we ready? Do we want to take the vote now, or do we want to give Charlotte a chance to call the applicant again, or are we done? Is the time allotted? If we had the machine with the time, is the time allotted? If we had not been on this case enough tonight? I can't see you guys. I'm frustrated. I'm a people person. I like to see you. So I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to go forward? tonight, or do you want to try and get her on the line?
This is Elaine. I say go forward.
Anybody else want to go forward, or do you want to get her on the line?
I mean, can we get her on the line?
Who said get her on the line?
Danielle, can we attempt to get her on the line if that's what she wants right now? Can we just?
This is it. This is it. We're going to try and get her on
Yes.
the line. If we get her on the line, she wants to speak, we'll let her speak. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay,
Danielle,
let's go. Miss Charlotte? George?
Yes, we will work to get her on the line.
Melissa?
One moment, please. Yes,
Thank
this
you.
is Melissa, sorry.
Just give us a moment to do that.
Okay. Joanne, can I have another phone? Yeah, this one could be plugged in. I'm using this one. Thank you.
We're working on it. Just give us a moment.
Thank you, George. Yeah, let them dry nice, yeah. That's the secret.
Hi, everyone. It's Melissa Woods. Can you hear me?
Yes,
I just tried to reach Claudia and she did not answer.
okay. Thank you for the effort, Melissa, we appreciate it. At this time, I'd like to go forward with the board. So the record, I'm sure, is showing everything we've made an exerted effort on. I think, I don't know where we're at. I don't know what motion to make. Do we make a motion that we, yes, first, not approve the continuance for tonight? And then if we don't, then we take our vote on what we would do? Is that, I think, what the posture is? Who can advise me?
Madam Chair, this is Drew. I feel like if she just expressed a willingness moments ago to call in, and the staff called and tried to reach her and she did not pick up the phone, then we should move ahead with the vote. I mean, I feel we witnessed in real time that attempts have been made to contact her. She expressed a willingness to the to the OSPCD director that she would want to call in, and it didn't work out.
Okay. So what we're at right
Madam Chair.
now is,
Madam Chair, if I may, this is what she just emailed. Dear Miss Woods, you said you tried to reach me, but I did not answer. I'm on the phone with you, and I did not get an indication that you called. If you called, please try again. Just want to make sure to share that with you. I don't, that's what she just emailed.
okay. I think we should go ahead and vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we should go and vote. I think, first of all, what's in front of us tonight is the case is in front of us. She's asking for a request. So initially, we have to say that yes or no on the request for a continuance. If we vote yes to continue, it's obvious. If we vote no to continue, then we take a vote on her application. Is that my correct? Staff?
Madam Chair, this is Charlotte speaking. That sounds reasonable to me.
Okay, so the the clerk, could we please have a motion on the case that's up tonight, 515 Somerville Ave? The applicants asked for a continuance. Could we have a motion for the continuance?
Okay, I'm going to make this motion in the affirmative. So a nay vote would be to not approve the continuance. I make a motion to continue 515 Somerville Ave, case AA 2020-0001 to the May 6th, 2020 meeting.
Second, please.
You can
Elaine
still vote
Severino, second.
or make the motion. You can vote against your own motion.
Okay, I'll second. And then I will be voting against my own motion. I don't know if we lost video here or what.
Susan, do you want to do the roll call?
This is Charlotte speaking. It seems that Susan cannot hear us based on the fact that we cannot hear her. Danielle, would you like to temporarily become chair?
Okay. Do we need to make that motion again or no?
No, I don't think so. It's already been made and seconded.
Okay, Elaine,
No.
Josh,
Yay.
Anne,
Nay. No.
Drew,
Can I apply to a condition to mine?
You
In the
wanna,
sense that, what I expressed, I mean, I guess what I had expressed earlier is if the construction moratorium is in place, it's sort of a moot point a little bit to vote against this. Nothing is going to happen until that moratorium is lifted. So in my estimation, once that happens, then that seems like a reasonable point to vote on this.
That's not the motion that was made, though. I think the discussion had to happen before the motion was seconded.
well, we made the motion to continue it to the next meeting. Do we want to
Hello.
amend the motion?
Hi, I'm here right now. I'm so sorry. My phones all went dead. I'm on my cell. So you made the motion. Elaine seconded the motion. We voted?
Not yet. We're going through. So were you there when I made the motion, Susan?
Yes, I heard
Yeah.
the motion and I asked for the second from Elaine. And
Yes.
then I paused.
So Elaine voted
Elaine,
no.
you second? Voted no.
Josh voted
Elaine?
yes. And voted no. And then Drew, I think Drew, if you
Well,
want to.
I'm prepared to vote on this, and I would vote no as well, because the applicant just expressed that she'd be willing to call in, yet didn't.
All right,
And I feel
all right,
I feel
wait a
like
minute.
in real time,
So-
every attempt has been made to staff to accommodate this.
All right, so Elaine Severino was no.
Yes, but Drew is an alternate
Josh?
now. and you're on-
Yeah, I'm
Susan,
an alternate.
Drew is an alternate at this point. Now that you are back joining the session,
Yep.
we have full members. So,
Yes? Okay, I'm out.
well, no, I'm
So,
just saying that
then I-
you can, the 5 full members can vote now. So I'm just saying if Drew says that he's going to vote yes or no, it doesn't matter right now, but as a member of the board, he can express,
His
whether
opinion.
continue or
Right.
not, but
Oh,
doesn't have,
all right.
We've now rejoined the call.
All right, can I ask a question for the record and for myself? I want to I'm taking notes here as well. So Elaine Severino was a no. Josh Safdie was a yes. Danielle was a,
I haven't voted yet, but I vote no.
Ann Brockelman,
No.
okay. And then I can vote yes.
Yep.
So I vote no. So
Done.
the clerk can make note that we have 5 people voting, 4 noes and 1 yes to continue. So the request for the continuance does not carry. And now we go up to the voting on the case for the 515 Somerville Ave. Am I right? Staff?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, again, I apologize because I was going to vote the affirmative till all this took place tonight. So I guess we need to make a motion from the clerk as to whether we're going to accept this appeal. Is that right?
Well, I would make the motion to uphold the building inspector's decision.
Well, I want the Madam Clerk to know how staff, I'd like you to advise Madam Clerk on how you want the wording of this taken.
Through
Madam
the
Chair,
chair, George,
will-
will you assist in this matter?
A vote to either uphold or not uphold the decision of the
Okay.
Professional Services Director is the correct vote. You can do either one way or the other.
Uphold the decision of the
building
Danielle.
inspector.
Yes.
You getting this, Danielle?
Shall I make the motion?
Okay. Yes, please.
I make a motion that we uphold the building inspector's decision of December 12th, 2019. And this is in the matter of 515 Somerville Ave, case administrative appeal 2020-0001.
Second.
Seconded by Elaine Severino. All in favor, I'll go around the board. Elaine Severino.
Yes.
Josh Safdie.
I'll abstain, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Danielle Evans.
Yes.
Ann Brockelman.
Yes.
Susan Fontano. Yes. Let the record show we have 4 yes and 1 abstain.
Is that
Motion, the decision of the inspector is upheld. Hello?
Okay, I was just making sure that was correct.
Is that right, staff?
Yes, through the chair, Melissa Woods, that is correct.
Great, thank you. We have other business?
Madam Chair, the only other business that we have tonight is approval of the minutes from April 15th, 2015, 2020.
2020. You got
That
it.
were in your packets for this week. If you have any,
Thank you.
some clerical changes that I've made, but nothing of substance.
Okay. Madam Clerk, would you make a motion regarding the minutes, please?
I make a motion that we approve the April 15th, 2020 minutes.
Second.
Seconded by Elaine Severino. Again, all in favor, Elaine Severino,
Yay.
Josh Safdie,
Aye.
Danielle Evans,
Aye.
Ann Brockelman,
Aye.
and Susan Fontano. Aye. And as you reminded me, we didn't need to bother Drew with this, because we have the whole board there. Sorry, losing my mind here. So if there's no other discussion, do we just close our meeting, or does anybody have any other business they want to say? Or does anybody have any comments they want to say? No?
May 6th?
May 6th, it is.
Okay.
Make a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Seconded by Elaine, motion made by Danielle, all in favor. Again, Elaine Severino, Josh Safdie,
Yes.
Danielle
Aye.
Evans, Ann Brockelman, and Susan
Aye.
Fontano. Aye. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for your patience and your honesty and integrity. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Bye.
Everyone.
Good night.
Bye.